Alright guys, so Apex Legends Season 14 is finally here after months and months of waiting, and this is one of the biggest updates we've seen in a very long time for a season, right guys? We have a lot of changes to actually go through in today's update. Legend changes, weapon changes, map changes, new attachments. It's a huge season guys, so let's try to get through this video as quick as possible. But real quick, if you guys are interested in possibly winning 30,000 Apex coins, yes, 30,000 Apex coins, Full Squad Gaming and I are giving away 30,000 Apex coins right now, and all you have to do is click the very first link in the description right now and follow all of the instructions on that tweet, and you'll be entered in to win some free Apex coins right at the start of a new season. Who doesn't want to win some free Apex coins? So click the very first link down below guys. I wish all of you the best of luck, and without further ado, let's take a look at all of these changes in season 14. So first of all guys, let's take a look at the brand new legend, which is the biggest addition in season 14, and this legend is Vantage. Vantage is a recon legend, and her abilities so far seem very interesting as well. So Vantage's passive ability is called Spotter's Lens, and it basically lets you aim down sights to scout with your eyepiece and use a bullet drop indicator to see where your shots will land. Her tactical ability is called Echolocation, and it basically lets you position your winged companion Echo and then launch towards him. Must have a line of sight to Echo for launch. This most likely will be a very good ability in terms of movement, right? In terms of getting out of really sticky situations as well, and we all know how good movement and how valuable movement is in a game like Apex. And her ultimate ability is called Sniper's Mark. Use your custom sniper rifle to mark enemy targets, which applies a damage bonus for you and your team. This already sounds insane. I can't wait to see how it actually plays out in game, but this can be a very effective team ability. Like, it could really cause some serious damage if used correctly with your team. Of course, it's way too early to tell right now. Vantage will be a very strong legend in Apex, but she might have a fighting chance based on these abilities right here, so you'll see. Alright, so next up we have the Reforged King's Canyon update. Now of course King's Canyon isn't the favorite map among many players right now in the Apex community guys, but I feel like Respawn did make some very interesting changes to this map. They of course added some new POIs, kind of shifted the map layout a bit. They also changed the lighting on the map, which looks really cool. So I feel like overall this might be a very welcomed addition into season 14, but of course we have to wait and see how everyone reacts. I'll leave the full patch notes down below so you can see every single map update that Respawn did to King's Canyon. One of the biggest things in season 14 as well is a level cap increase. Of course, everyone has been begging Respawn to bring a level cap increase for about, I would say, 10 seasons now. It's been a very long time, and finally Respawn is actually answering those prayers and giving us a level cap increase. Players can now level up past level 500 through 3 additional tiers of 500 levels, bringing the effective level maximum to level 500 tier 3. This increase adds 345 additional Apex packs earnable via account leveling, and ensures that everyone can earn an heirloom just by playing the game. The total number of Apex packs earnable via account leveling is now 544. So if you don't have any heirlooms in Apex as yet guys, don't worry, because you can now just grind the game and you will eventually have enough Apex packs to get yourself an heirloom, which is actually really good. It will take a very long time, unless you're really lucky. It will take a very long time to get all of these Apex packs, but at least you have a sure way now to get an heirloom in this game, which is dope. We also have some ranked changes in season 14. So the entry cost is now +5 in every single rank. Whether you're in bronze, silver, gold or platinum guys, every single tier will now have an additional +5 RP to enter into ranked. This obviously isn't a game breaking change, but for you guys who love to play ranked, heads up. In terms of kill points or KP, Respawn is also removing diminishing returns on eliminations. We're also going to be seeing a brand new attachment in season 14, and this is the laser sight. Now this laser sight will be replacing barrels in season 14, so you no longer could add like a blue barrel or a purple barrel to your SMG in Apex, because the laser sight is now officially taking the place of barrels in season 14. Now I'm not sure how the players will respond to this change, but I really want to see if it impacts gameplay in any significant way, so I guess we have to wait and see. But yeah, the laser sight is now officially replacing barrels in season 14. Now for you guys out there who love to hipfire, don't worry, because the laser sight will basically give you a reduced hipfire spread, which I guess kinda makes up for the lack of a barrel stabilizer on SMGs and pistols. Of course, aiming down sights is a whole different story, right? Of course, but if you are in close range and you want to hipfire, then this will be at least a benefit of using the laser sight, and it kinda replaces the barrel stabilizers in that sense, right? Now keep in mind that this attachment is only only for SMGs and pistols. So if you guys love to use the Spitfire or the R301, those guns will not be able to use a barrel stabilizer in season 14, so you actually have to aim now, and you have to, like, manage your recoil, which will be very interesting to see players who used to, really just rely on having a purple barrel stabilizer and just beam everybody. But again, we will see how it plays out in season 14, right? We'll see how this plays out. We have some care package changes in season 14 as well. The G7 will return to ground floor loot, the Volt SMG will also return to ground floor loot, and the butt check bow is going into the care package as well as the Rampage. I know everyone is really excited to have the Volt back on ground floor loot. It's always been a very good SMG, a fan favorite SMG. In terms of the crafting rotation, the Wingman will be returning to ground floor loot, the Car SMG is also returning to ground floor loot, the Devotion is entering the crafter, and the RE45 with the hammer point combination is also entering the crafter as well. Respawn is also making changes to these weapons, by the way, not only in the crafter but the care package weapons as well, because of course if a weapon is going into the care package it needs to be buffed, and if a weapon is coming out of the care package it needs to be nerfed. So I'll get to those changes in a sec. The gold weapon rotation in season 14 will now be the longbow, the G7, the Mozambique, the R99, and the Hemlock. Alright guys, so in terms of weapon rebalancing, we do have a lot of changes in season 14, so let's try to get through this as quick as possible. In terms of SMGs and assault rifles, the base hip fire spread has been increased on both of these weapon types. Of course, SMGs now have laser sights to help with that, but assault rifles don't, so we'll see how, it actually plays out in game on your close range and you have an assault rifle. We have a pretty significant EVA 8 buff in season 14 as well. We've gotten some recoil improvements. The EVA 8 now takes stocks. Respawn is removing 1 pellet from the blast pattern. The fire rate has been increased to 2.3 from 2.0. Pellet damage has also been increased to 7 from 6, and bolt rate of fire has also been increased in terms of every bolt. Basically what this means, guys, in simpler terms, is that the EVA 8 will now have a faster fire rate, and every single bolt, so the white bolt, the blue bolt, and the purple bolt, will also increase the fire rate even further than before, which is actually good news because the EVA 8 has been kind of the weakest shotgun in Apex for a very long time. So I think Respawn has done a very good thing here trying to buff it. Respawn is also kind of buffing and nerfing the butt check bow at the same time. Now the butt check bow is going into the care package as well, so remember that it needs to get buffed. So Respawn is buffing the damage, they're also buffing the tempo draw speed, the shatter caps pellet damage has been increased as well, but now fired arrows can no longer be collected and arrow spawns have been removed from the map, which actually makes sense because it's a care package weapon now, so it would not make sense if you could just shoot the butt check bow and collect all your ammo back, and it's a care package weapon. That will kind of be OP, so this makes sense. Because the Rampage will be in the care package in season 14, it's also being buffed as well. The damage is being increased to 28 from 26, and the Rampage now comes with a thermite grenade, which will be very interesting to see how this plays out because this will be insanely strong. But again, it's a care package weapon, right? So we'll see. The Volt SMG is also getting nerfed because of course it's coming out of the care package and going back into ground floor loot, so its damage is being reduced to 15 from 17. The G7 Scout is also getting some nerfs as it's coming out of the care package, so we can expect to see a damage reduction. The headshot multiplier is also going to be reduced, and the double tap hop up burst fire delay has been increased. So all of those are just flat out nerfs, not really big nerfs, but I think these nerfs will make it a lot more balanced as a ground floor weapon instead of being a care package weapon, right? Now an interesting buff here is an L-Star buff. So Respawn is increasing the projectile speed on the L-Star. They're also increasing the number of shots before overheat at base to 24 from 20, so you now have 4 extra shots before the L-Star overheats. They're also removing that bright red flash when hitting non-armored targets, which will make aiming with this gun a lot easier. I think that this gun will be extremely good in season 14. I think that this will be one of the better guns in the season. We have to wait and see, but all of those things right there are all buffs. And yeah, the RE45, the best pistol in Apex right now, is also getting a pretty substantial buff in season 14. So Respawn is increasing the iron sight FOV to 70 to be consistent with other pistols, and they're also increasing the strafe speed by 5%. Keep your eyes out for the RE45 in season 14 because this might be one of the best secondary weapons to use, honestly. Now one of the most controversial changes in season 14, honestly, is that the Wingman will now be using sniper ammo and magazines instead of heavy ammo and heavy magazines. I'm not sure why Respawn is making this change, but that's literally the only change to the Wingman in season 14. It now takes sniper ammo and sniper magazines. So Yeah, we'll see how this actually plays out. Now, because the Wingman is going to be taking sniper ammo, Respawn is giving you more opportunities to get and to keep sniper ammo in Season 14. So the sniper ammo inventory stack has been increased to 28 from 24, and sniper ammo boxes now contain 14 rounds instead of just 12. Another really unexpected change in Season 14 is that the Spitfire will now be taking light ammo and light magazines. Not sure why Respawn is doing this, but they are doing it. And also, guys, recoil adjustments are going to be increasing the Spitfire's vertical jump, which basically means that the Spitfire will now have more recoil. The 30-30 repeater is also getting some minor buffs in Season 14 as well. It now takes the skull piercer, which I think will be extremely useful on this weapon. And dual loader has also been worked into the base 30-30 repeater as well. So I actually feel like this gun might become a lot more popular in this season based on those two changes right there. We also have a Mastiff nerf. So the projectile growth has been reduced, the base fire rate has been reduced to 1.1 from 1.2, and dual loader has been removed from the Mastiff. What are your thoughts on this, guys? The Mastiff has been a pretty solid shotgun these past few seasons, so I feel like a nerf was kind of inevitable. But what do you guys think about these specific Mastiff changes? Let me know. And the final weapon change in Season 14 is coming to the Sentinel sniper rifle, because the dice tempo will now be worked into the base Sentinel sniper rifle. Not a very big change, but I think that this will be also very effective as well, so we'll see. We also have some changes to the way that hop-ups work in Season 14. So the double tap hop-up is actually adding burst fire mode to the EVA 8 and the G7. And with the skull piercer, right, we'll be seeing a 35% headshot damage increase on the longbow, the wingman, and the repeater as well. Respawn is also removing Deadeye's tempo and shatter caps from ground floor loot, and boosted loader has been reduced to epic quality from legendary, which basically means that this will be a lot more common on the map as well. Honestly, guys, the wingman is going to be insane in Season 14, with the boosted loader being more common, with the skull piercer around, with a 35% headshot damage increase. I feel like the wingman is going to be a very, very deadly weapon in Season 14, and I also feel like using the RE45 as a secondary might be a good pick. I mean, we'll see. The PK is still going to be good. We don't see any PK changes in these patch notes, but the wingman looks really good right now, to be honest. Now we actually have some really interesting changes here in terms of the gold backpack and the gold knockdown shield. So first of all, guys, we have a new perk with the gold backpack, right? It's called Deep Pockets. So basically now with Deep Pockets, you'll be able to stack 3 batteries and 3 medkits in your inventory. And you can now stack 2 Phoenix kits in your inventory as well. Now gold knockdown shields, one of the most controversial changes in Season 14 is that self-revive has been removed from Apex. I think Respawn has been trying to do this for a very long time, mainly because of pros and how many pros just don't really approve of having self-res in Apex. Now get this, guys, even though Respawn is removing self-res in Season 14, they're also going to be bringing back a Guardian Angel, which basically does exactly what the gold backpack used to do in the previous season. So you can now revive your teammates with extra shield and extra health in Season 14 once you have a gold knockdown shield, but you can no longer self-res in Season 14. So what do you guys think about that change? We have a pretty big arc star change in Season 14, guys. Respawn is reducing the stick damage to 10 from 40, which is a huge change. Basically, guys, you're going to be doing 30 less damage now if you stick somebody with the arc star, which, as I said, is a huge change. Respawn is also removing the aim slow on stick, but it remains on detonation. So if you actually stick someone with the arc star, they no longer will be slowed, but if the arc star detonates, then they'll be slowed. And to make up for those really 2 big nerfs right there, Respawn has increased the arc star detonation damage to 75 from 70, so 5 extra damage. Simply put, guys, the arc star is now not going to be nearly as strong as it once was, which I think many people will be actually very happy to see, because the arc star was insanely strong in the past. But what do you guys think about this change? Leave your thoughts below. Legend changes, guys. We finally get to the legend changes. So first of all, we have a very big Valk nerf, a huge Valk nerf. Basically, every single part of Valk's kit has been nerfed in Season 14. Like, Respawn was not playing around with Valk in Season 14. So Valk's Vital Jet has been nerfed. The acceleration on activation has been decreased by about 8%. The fuel consumption on activation increased by 33%. Aerial boosting and strafing take a 20% debuff when hit by slowing effects, and they also added a 3rd orange state to the fuel meter UI between green and red, just so you can actually see like where your fuel is. Now all of those changes, they are nerfs basically. Like, that's some serious nerfs right there. So Valk basically now will not be as mobile in terms of her movement, and she also won't have as much freedom when actually using her Vital Jet. Respawn has also nerfed her tactical ability, her Missile Swarm, so the aim or the turn slow has been removed. And Respawn has also reduced the explosion radius from 175 to 125. Again, another Valkyrie nerf. Valkyrie's ultimate is going to be taking a height reduction of 25%. Yet another Valkyrie nerf in Season 14. And the launch time has been reduced from 5.5 seconds to 5 seconds. And Respawn says that coupled with the height reduction, players in Valk Out will now travel upward at a slightly slower speed. So again, another Valkyrie nerf in Season 14. Now guys, I was a Valkyrie main, right? So this is actually really hurting my soul right now because Valk was my main. But I guess she was very strong. So I mean, we'll see how these changes play out. But to me, this is a very big, like Respawn hit Valk really hard in Season 14. Like, this is some serious changes right here. What do you guys think? Horizon is also going to be getting some nerfs in Season 14, guys. So basically, the Black Hole, her ultimate, will now be a lot easier to destroy because Respawn is making some changes to the hitbox on the Black Hole. And it now takes 50% more damage from explosives. So again, some pretty serious nerfs for Horizon in Season 14. Now, a pretty big Newcastle buff in Season 14. Of course, Newcastle was like one of the most underwhelming legends we've seen in Apex. I mean, I think he had the lowest pick rate. But basically, they're going to be increasing his move speed during revive by 25%. They're also going to be reducing the turn slow while reviving by 50%, increasing the white knockdown shield health from 150 to 200, and also increasing the blue knockdown shield health from 250 to 300. So all of those are just really good buffs for Newcastle right there. His mobile shield will now have increased HP from 350 to 500 HP, a pretty significant buff there as well. And also the mobile shield will now have doubled max movement speed, again a pretty significant buff. In terms of Newcastle's ultimate, guys, Castle Wall, they added turn slow to electrical barrier effects and increased the severity of the slow effect to movement. So this is actually kind of a small nerf for Newcastle's ultimate. So really major buffs and also a pretty small nerf to his ultimate. Mad Maggie is also going to be getting some buffs in Season 14. So in terms of her Riot Drill, her tactical ability, the projectile launch speed has been doubled, which is a pretty significant buff as well. Her Wrecking Ball, which is her ultimate ability, will travel twice as far while dropping the same amount of magnets. Pretty significant buff. The duration has been increased from 5 seconds to 10 seconds. Really big buff as well. The magnet spawn delay has been increased from 0.4 seconds to 0.8 seconds. Wrecking Ball will also deal damage to placeable objects. So basically, Loba's Black Market Boutique, Newcastle's Castle Walls, Revenant's Death Totem. So basically, anything that's placeable in Apex will now take damage if Mad Maggie uses her ultimate, which I think is actually a very good change. It makes sense. And I think this might actually make Mad Maggie a bit more effective in Season 14 as well. The last major legend change in Season 14 comes in the form of Mirage, and basically what Respawn is doing is changing the way that Mirage's decoys work. So Mirage decoys will now be scanned by Valk when skydiving. Mirage decoys will now be picked up by Sears Heartseeker, and they also fixed a bug where Mirage's decoys were picked up by Sears Exhibit as AI and not players. So kind of really small indirect nerfs to Mirage. Respawn isn't actually directly nerfing Mirage's kit, but they're basically nerfing the way that Mirage's kit interacts with other legend abilities. Now of course guys, there's many more really small changes in Season 14, so I'll leave the full link down below to all of the patch notes. Take a look. Respawn also made some changes to the way that crafting works. They also made some changes to World's Edge. Also guys, I forgot to mention this. The new map rotation will now be King's Canyon, World's Edge, and Storm Point in Season 14. Olympus will not be in Season 14, so RIP to Olympus, and we'll see you next season hopefully, but it won't be in Season 14. Again guys, I'll leave the link to the full patch notes down below. Don't forget to enter the giveaway right now if you want to win yourself some free Apex coins. Who doesn't want to win free Apex coins? Leave your thoughts down below on Season 14 guys. We have so many more videos coming real soon, and I'll see you guys in some more Apex. Till next time.